Hi, I'm David from Freedman's, and today we're in Southern Ontario with Jeff Kohler at Railhook Farm measuring a sport pony for a new set of harness that we're going to build this winter. We use a soft dressmaker's tape to measure horses and ponies. The reason why we use these tapes are that they are soft, they conform to the shape of the horse or pony, and they're easy to read. These tapes are available from any of the large box stores for not a lot of money, $1 or $2, and some are available in imperial one side, metric on the other. Even though tape measures are available in 30 and 60 inch and 120 inch lengths, I like to measure horses and ponies with using the tape of half of the measurement of the horse and then doubling that measurement. The reason why is that you can pick the same location point on both sides and have an accurate measurement versus holding the tape on one side of the horse or pony or having somebody hold it for you and then measuring around, and you may end up with a different location or locating spot that you've measured to, thus changing the measurement. So I like to measure half at a time and then double the measurement. Some parts we can measure all the way around, like the girth if possible, and the noseband, but by and large we measure in halves. Our first measurement that we take is our over the pole measurement. I start by putting the tape measure underneath the halter and running it slowly up to the horse's poll. I take my thumb and index finger and put it sort of just in the corner of the mouth and pull up to the point that there's 2 wrinkles to allow for the bit, while moving the tape measure to the center of the pole at the top of the head. The center of the pole says that this horse has a 21-inch cheek, meaning that the whole over pole measurement would be 42 inches. Of course, when you're measuring these horses, you want to be careful not to startle them. Some horses, you need to show them the tape a little bit so that they see that and they're not afraid of it. The second measurement, which is the hardest measurement on the bridle to get for anybody, but is the easiest one if you know where you're measuring from, is the brow band. If you use the crown piece of the halter as the crown piece of a bridle, of a driving bridle, then you only have to measure from the front of the crown piece to the other side of the front of the crown piece to know that that's how far the bridle crown would ever move forward against the back of the ear. So what I do is I pull the crown forward, I put the tape measure against the crown on one side, pull it across to the opposite side, and then as it touches the crown of the halter, it shows me the measurement that I'm looking for. So in this case, it'd be 13 inches. If we wanted to drop it down a little bit, just to have it a little bit lower, then we would have a 13.5-inch brow band. The nose band, we do as a full circumference measurement. We slip the tape through the halter and we get it untangled. We try and get the exact location that you want the noseband to sit. That location is just under this bone on the cheek. Sometimes it's easier to slide the tape to the top like this so you can pull the correct measurement. You want it fairly snug because we're measuring for a fit position, which means when the harness has been broken in and is formed to the horse or pony, it fits in that position. And this is 22 inches, as you can see. I'm just holding out the little end of the tab so you can see the position of the measuring tape. The next group of measurements we're going to take are going to be the girth and the backstrap. When measuring the girth, put the tape on the horse in the place that you want the back pad or saddle to fit. Remember, it's a driving back pad. It's not a riding saddle. It doesn't sit up on the horse's wither. It sits below the base of the wither on the flat part of the horse or pony's back. It doesn't sit here. It sits along the line of the rest of the back pad. So naturally, sometimes it does slide forward, but we're measuring on the spot that we want it to fit, which is straight up and down. So we measure underneath and we pull back, and I touch just in the center of the belly, the horse or pony, and I pull back and I've got 35 inches. Today I have a 120-inch tape measure, so I'm going to take a second measurement, girth measurement, and measure all the way around the pony just to make sure that I have the measurement correct. So just send the tape over the top of the back. Give yourself enough room that you can reach underneath and grab the tape. And pull it around. Get the right location. And here we are for our measurement at 71 inches. So the total circumference of the girth for the pony is going to be 71 inches. So a little contradictive to the 35 inches because I didn't have a perfect location spot in the center of the horse on his sternum. So now I have a perfect circumference measurement. The next measurement is the backstrap measurement. When we measure the backstrap, we want to measure from the back of the back pad to where the tail meets the horse's back. Okay, so it's right here in this little crevice. This will be the point strap for the backstrap of the horse. So we'll measure along now. If we were going to put our back pad here, flat on the horse's back, behind the base of the wither, we're going to measure from that area, which is right there, to the center of where the tail meets, and it's 32 inches. Now you've noticed I'm measuring all these measurements very, very tight. I don't leave the tape loose. I don't give a lot of room for adjustment because I leave that for the holes and the adjustment holes in the harness. When we're measuring the breeching, we measure from the center of the back, right over the hip, to just above the point of the flank, right about here. So this is showing us a measurement of 24 inches. So our measurement would be 48 inches for over the hip. When measuring the breeching, a little bit of a difficult measurement to take as you can't be on both sides at one time, and that's why I like to measure half. I measure where the ring will be placed, which is in the soft spot of the flank, so it doesn't rub or doesn't sit on the hip or on the horse's belly or body. We put it right in the soft spot, the ring. So we measure from the end of the ring to the center of the horse's rear. So in this particular case, you can see as it comes to the center of the tail, it's 22 inches, which is 44 inches. We try and get the right location for where the breeching is going to sit, and we measure it tight. Sometimes it's difficult to take this measurement if a horse isn't standing square, and you may have to move them around a little bit to make sure they stand square. If they're standing on one leg or one leg's a little bit bent, it's hard to get this measurement. So by having horses or ponies stand square, it's a lot easier to take that measurement. Our last measurements are the breast collar and neck strap measurements. For the breast collar, we measure from the center of the horse's chest to a straight line where the back of the leg comes straight up into the body. So in this particular case, 18 inches. So 36 inches would be the length of the breast collar once you double it. Then we measure from the center of the horse's neck, where you want the neck strap to sit, down to approximately the same height. So in this particular case, we would say 20 inches for a 40-inch neck strap. It's a hard location to meet, and it's a little bit of an eyeball, but you want to think about where that breast collar is going to sit in relation to the point of the shoulder and the neck, and how long that neck strap needs to be. If you're off, you're not off by more than an inch. And there's enough adjustment to move the strap up and down. I'm David Freedman from Relhook Farm in Southern Ontario with Dory and Jeff Kohler with 8 easy steps on how to measure your horse for a single harness. Thanks for watching.